Yes, sir. 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 We back around the water cooler, man. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with us tonight, man. Tonight, we are going to talk about these roles, man. This quarterback situation, man. The competition is heating up. The conversations are heating up. So we're gonna talk about these roles, man. What is Deuce Knight's role? What is Jason Arnold's role? What could be Ashton Daniels' role? We're gonna get into it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler. Eugene Asante, bring us
boys and girls of all ages. You're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler. As always, man, we are here every night, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we talking sports. We talking football. We talking Auburn football. We talking SEC football. We talking recruiting. Tonight, we talking about roles. We're going to define some roles in this Auburn quarterback room, man. And we appreciate that, man. Before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, as always, please follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. On Instagram and TikTok, follow us at the Water Cooler Talk, man. If you have a Twitter account, go over on Twitter and follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23, man, if you have a Twitter. And then, of course, here on YouTube, please subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here so you know when we post more videos and when we go live. We are on our way to 700 subscribers. We want to hit that before June 1st or earlier. So if you would, please share the content, like the videos, comment on the videos when you watch it. Even if you rewatch it, please do that. Puts us in the algorithm and it helps us get seen by more people because we are on the road to 700 subscribers, hopefully before June 1st. And we want to make that happen. And guess what? After that, we'll be on the road to 800, 900. Then eventually we'll be hitting 1,000. And then next thing you know, we'll be at 100,000. So we appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler as always, man. Let's take a look in the comments. We got some people in the comments with us tonight, man. How y'all feeling tonight? How y'all feeling? Auburn Dad's in the comments. He said, War Eagle, what's up, Auburn Dad? How you feeling, my guy? He said, man, he hopes you can define at least the role for the wide receiver room to be able to keep Perry happy and engaged. I like that. JT, what's up, man? He said, JT says we got a hooper in the portal. Yeah, man. Keyshawn Hall, man, from UCF is coming to Auburn. He's committed and signed with Auburn, if I'm not mistaken. So that's gonna be something. There's 6'7", I believe. He's like a 240-pound. He could be what we consider him to be a combo guard. I mean, I watched some of his film last night, and I'm telling you, dude can get a bucket. He can get a bucket. He that dude. So we'll have some scoring. Just need some more size. We need some more size. We need some 6'11", 6'10", 7-foot type guys to go down there and bang down in the paint. So you know what it is, man. Shout out to JT, man. C Hall, what's up, my guy? C Hall, how you feeling, man? The portal is crazy, man, and it's just gonna get even crazier, man. Auburn Dad, what's up, man? He rocking with y'all. James Barnett, what's up, my guy? How you feeling, man? How you feeling tonight, James? Hope all is well with you, man. Hope everything is going good. Auburn Dad says now we need to get to Kansas, big man. Yeah, if we can get some more size down low, man. If we can get some more size down there, I think Auburn will be right back in this conversation next year when we come to basketball, man. What's up, fellas? James Barnett, War Eagle to you, James. We appreciate you so much, man, for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler. What it is, there he is, the legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams, the Huggy Beard. What's up, man? How you feeling? Small forward. Okay, but he has like guard skills. So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, small forward, 6'7", 6'8". Range is where he's at. Yeah, I'm telling you, this dude he can handle the ball, man. And I tell you, him handling the ball, I'm telling you, man, this dude I watched some of his film last night, and I tell you, bro, this is it's amazing. It is amazing. So it's dope, man. It's dope. Yes, sir. The Huggy Beard saying, "What's up, Auburn Dad?" C Hall said, "Just think if he played with Broom. Yeah, if he played with Broom, you have that inside-outside presence. I mean, you kind of got that now with Chad Baker Mazzaro, but you look at Keyshawn Hall, and Keyshawn Hall is much bigger. He looks to be a little bit more stronger, and he looks a lot more fluid. Looks a lot more fluid too. So it's gonna be easy to see, man. John Crane, what's up, John Crane, man? Appreciate you so much for rocking with us around the water cooler, my guy. Man, y'all be posting every day. Respect the hard work. Nah, man, we thank y'all so much, man. Like I said, man, this doesn't even feel like work, to be honest with you. We just enjoy talking sports. Honestly, you know, Auburn is our favorite team. And we would love to cover. We want to cover the sport and cover the team and everything more intently and exclusively. And we're working our way towards that. But we can't do that without y'all, man. Without y'all continuing to watch, without y'all continuing to share the information, to share the content, letting other people know about us. It'll help us be able to start covering a lot of these teams, especially covering Auburn, you know, even covering some other SEC teams, covering some HBCU teams, like Alabama State, Tuskegee, Alabama A&M, FAMU, you know, covering, you know, just trying to be in the sports media realm. We just love sports and we love talking about it. And without y'all, man, we can't keep going, because if y'all wasn't here, I'd just be talking to myself. So it is what it is, man. And we appreciate y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler, man. Aubrey, they say he can cover the 2, 3, and the 4. Okay. All right. So, but he probably could bring the ball up the floor too. I mean, I just saw some of his film last night, and I'm saying he can probably handle the ball, but him playing off ball and having somebody to facilitate to him, getting him the ball. Imagine Auburn having Tahad Pettiford. Imagine Tahad Pettiford, who can get in the lane and he can wiggle, he can dance on him, and then he can create his own shot. Imagine having Keyshawn Hall on this basketball team and he's able to create his own shot. And then imagine if we're able to go out and get 1 or 2 big men in the portal to be able to play defense and get us the rebounds and get easy putbacks off the board. I'm telling you, man, Auburn will be right back in the position where we are this year with our chance to win a national championship like we are. So it's going to be dope, man. King Richard, y'all know my guy King Richard is rocking with us around the water cooler as always, man. We appreciate you. He about to give us his opinion on Deuce Knight. But before he does that, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. It's time for us to give out the most one of my favorite segments of every show that we do. It's called JT's Quote of the Day. Where you at, JT?
Yeah. 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 It's time for JT's quote of the day. The quote of the day from JT. JT has the quote of the day for you and me. What is the quote? We want the quote. We need to know the quote. So what is the quote? It's a quote. It's time for JT's quote of the day. So JT, what is the quote today?
What's the quote today, my guy? JT comes in with the quote. He says, "My belief is whether I'm a starter, whether I'm the backup, I'm going to show up the same exact way. I'm going to prepare the same exact way. And I'll always be ready to go." Gabriel Marino. Shout out to JT with the quote today, man. He comes back behind that and says, man, if Deuce starts or is the backup, shouldn't change the way he shows up and practices, because he would get a chance at Auburn as long as he stays. As long as he stays. That's the main part. As long as he decides to stay at Auburn, man. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to that, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen that are watching with us, and that will be watching on the rewatch, man. So the conversations that are heating up in Auburn about this quarterback competition. When I hear, and let me set parameters around this when I hear competition. When I hear competition, that tells me that there is a fair chance, 50-50 chance, that the guys that are competing for that spot have the exact same chance of being the guy. I just want to set those parameters around what I hear when I hear competition. You know, when you look at business in America, when you look at other industries, and we talk about competition. Basically, what it's saying is you may have a favorite, but what you're saying is that this other entity, this other person, this other whatever adjective you want to use, has just as much of a fair chance, just as much as an opportunity in order to either earn your business or earn the position that they are seeking. And that is what I'm going to be basing my thoughts on when we get into this conversation. Looking at the quarterback position here in Auburn, we all know Jackson Arnold allegedly paid $1.7 million to come in to be the starter. You go out and you sign a Deuce Knight in this class. And then you're potentially looking at signing other guys in this upcoming class with a Travis Burgess potentially. But then you have a 2027 class of some elite guys that's potentially coming in. But focusing on this season here, I sit back and I say to myself, how much of this is smoke and mirrors? How much of this is helping guys in the future with recruiting? Or does Deuce Knight legit have a legitimate chance of being QB1? Now, if you're just coming around, if you just found out about Water Cooler Talk, or you casually kind of saw us in passing in these YouTube streets, you would know that about 2 months ago, we did a whole week of series called What If. In the What If series, the first video that I did in that series, I said, what if Deuce Knight was QB1? The whole What If series was based off of, I don't know if you all watch, if y'all are into if y'all are into movies, y'all are into Marvel and Disney and things and stuff like that. But Disney has this series called What If. So they had on there like, what if Peggy Carter was the first Avenger, or what if Ultron won? So I had an idea of just basically looking in an alternate reality, in an alternate universe, and saying, what if Deuce Knight did come in and start? What if Deuce Knight was QB1? What if that happened, and how would that affect the team? And now, looking back on that video, it almost seems as if everything that I kind of said in that video is almost coming to fruition. Because what we're hearing out of this Auburn, what we're hearing out of spring practice, what we're hearing out of when we hear Coach Freeze talk to the media, what we're hearing is that there is the word that keeps coming up is competition, that the competition is real. Stuff we didn't hear with Peyton Thorne last year. Or what we heard with Peyton Thorne last year was we had to give him a job because he was pressing and we wanted him to be comfortable. But it seems as if this year, the word competition is more prevalent, which tells me that the talent ceiling has been raised a lot more at that position, which tells me that if this is real, if it's real that Deuce Knight is in I'm not going to say a pole position, but if he's right there to potentially be able to come in and start for Auburn, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a Deuce Knight guy. I like Deuce. But if you've been watching over the past couple of weeks, I've said that I just kind of feel like it's best that he potentially just sit a year. Because it has nothing to do with his ability. It has nothing to do with his athletic ability, his IQ of the game, anything like that. There is some stuff I feel like just from watching his film that he could work on, especially when it comes to his feet and things and stuff like that. But it's more of us as fans. More of us as people that in the media that write about it and talk about it. More of the fan base, because this fan base has been looking for something so long to grasp to, because we haven't been good the past 4-5 years. We've had losing seasons the past 4 going on 5 years if this season doesn't pan out correctly. So if we come in and hitch our wagon to this guy, to this superstar freshman, and then he plays bad because of the past, what I call Auburn PTSD that we have as some Auburn fans, if it goes bad, he's going to start getting blamed for it, especially if it's prolonged during the season. Now, technically, you're supposed to get better as the season progresses. You're supposed to start seeing improvement. But if he were to be QB1 and we get into the season and you don't see any type of improvement, then I feel as if we're going to start. I feel as if the fan base, and of course, the media has a job itself to write about the struggles. And I just don't want that to happen to him at this particular moment. Who knows? Deuce mentally could be the guy that could be like, you know what? It is what it is. But there's also the opposite side of that. Deuce could potentially come in this thing and just rock it if he were the QB1. But we're talking in a what-if situation. Let's talk about how can we define these roles, because the conversation about Deuce Knight and Jackson Arnold in this spring practice window that we've been reading about and seeing and watching has been that Deuce Knight maturation process, his maturity, he's further along than what we thought he was. And when you watch Coach Hugh Freeze talk about these guys in the manner of the competition at the quarterback position, his face almost kind of lights up when he talks about it. It's almost as if he's like, I'm excited about this. Could he be looking at this from a position of saying, well, this is pushing Jackson Arnold to be better? Because it seems as if the narrative around this is that Deuce Knight, because and hear me when I say this, Deuce Knight, the whole Deuce Knight situation, the chatter that came around started the week before the media was able to go to practices. You were hearing recruits come in. The first thing that a lot of people were saying when they talked to recruits after they came out of practice was Deuce Knight, Deuce Knight, Deuce Knight. Huh? And this is kind of blindsided me. The first name I was expecting to hear was, oh my God, Jackson Arnold is an upgrade. Jackson Arnold looks good. But the first thing we started hearing was Deuce Knight. Which kind of tells me, is this, and when I think about this, you got to understand my mindset, because when I think of things in a 360-degree view. I have a very imaginative imagination. And I think of things as if, what if this is just more of a recruiting scheme? What if this is to help guys like maybe a Cedarian Morgan potentially can commit to Auburn? Because there's so much stuff saying about how good Deuce Knight is, and we're not saying that he's not, but this is the guy that's going to be throwing to you when you come to Auburn. What if this is just saying, hey, Jace Matthews, guess what? You've been here. You've seen what it is. This is the guy that potentially next year is going to have the keys to the team. He's going to be the one that's going to be throwing you the football. Tristan Keys, who committed to LSU, I feel like there's still a chance that he potentially could flip back. He could flip back and open up his recruitment if things don't go well in LSU this year. Because when you look at LSU, who's the guy at LSU at quarterback behind Garrett Nussmeier when he leaves? Who is that guy? So you're sitting here and you're setting up the future because you have Deuce Knight. Deuce Knight's performing well, and then we're saying, man, yeah, Deuce Knight is for real. He's for real. And so in order to get that narrative out there, to keep that narrative going and to keep helping with getting these 5-star and 4-star type wide receivers and this talent on the offensive side, this is the guy we're going to be building around. This is the guy that's going to be throwing you the football. That could be it. But legitimately, Deuce Knight could be just that good, because in practice, he could literally be pushing Jackson Arnold for the starting spot. Now, I'm going to ask y'all in the chat, man, and I want y'all to tell me this in chat. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? From a business perspective, Allegedly, he paid Jackson Arnold, in quotations, allegedly, so much money to come in and be the guy. And he potentially is getting beat out by a true freshman that hasn't played a down of college football. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is interesting to me to actually sit back and see this, because I'm always for playing the best man. I'm always for playing the guy that is going to give you the best opportunity to win. But when business gets involved, you're not going to let that amount of investment and money sit on the sideline. Nah, interesting. But let's talk about these roles. Let's look at it from the fact of, what if Deuce Knight and Jackson Arnold are on par with each other just like this? What if they are right there? How do we incorporate Deuce Knight into this offense to where he is able to get quality reps, not just quantity, but quality reps in a season where we are potentially preparing him to take over the reins as the quarterback for Auburn University next year? Do we use a 2 QB system? You look at Florida last year. You look at what Billy Napier did with Florida last year. You had one QB who was the experienced guy coming back that can lead the team. But on the other hand, you had this superstar freshman in DJ Lagway, who a lot of fans in Florida were saying he could be the next guy to get a statue outside of Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. He could have his jersey retired. Who could be retired in Florida? There were some people that were saying that last year. Do we use a 2 QB system? How is that effective? Because when I look at this, when I look at Jackson Arnold and I look at Deuce Knight, they both throw the ball very well. They both have strong arms. They both run the RPO offense pretty effectively. So how will we run this? Like, is it a seamless transition with both guys in there? Is Deuce Knight's talent that just so shining? Is his Deuce Knight, is his talent that bright that we have to put him on the field right now to get quality reps? Because guess what? Next year, we're going to prepare him to be QB1. I don't know, man. A lot of people say when you run a 2 QB system, man, if you have 2 QBs, you have none. That's subjective. If you have 2 QBs, you may have 2 really good QBs, and you just got to get both of them on the field at the same time. But the thing is, how do we incorporate him? And I'm not the coach. I'm not getting paid $6 million a year to figure this out. I just sit back and I just think about things of how it could work. But I sit back and I say, man, how is this possible? How can we do it? What would be his role? Is his role going to be, we're going to have packages for you? Are we going to go the Robbie Ashford route where we just have packages for you to come in on certain situations? Is his role going to be where we're going to implement you in the game plan? Because guess what? Your talent, your skill set, what you've shown us so far lets us know that you can run this offense just as well as the guy we touted and we waited for after we had another quarterback in Malik Murphy come in the portal before him and told him to hold up because we had another guy that we were interested in. Do we implement you in that game plan as well? We said it on here before, man. I think I'm not exactly sure about the percentage, but the number is that over half of SEC teams had to go to their second and third quarterback in the past 2 seasons. Over half of SEC teams had to use their second and third quarterback in games just because of how brutal the SEC was. You look at Auburn last year. Peyton Thorne came out, had a bad game against Cal. Guess what? We saw Hank Brown. Then Hank Brown had a pretty good game against New Mexico, had a bad half against Arkansas. Then guess what? We saw Peyton Thorne again. Is it possible that we could see that same thing this season on the Plains at Auburn? is it possible that we can see Jackson Arnold not perform up to where we think he can perform at? What if the person that we saw at Oklahoma last year in Jackson Arnold, what if that was Jackson Arnold? I don't think it was. But for argument's sake, what if that was Jackson Arnold? How long is the coaching staff, the offensive coaching staff, going to let that go, knowing what we've heard in spring practice about Deuce Knight? How long will that go on if Jackson Arnold has a bad start to the year? How long are they going to let that go, knowing everything that we've heard, everything that we've read, everything that we've seen in clips, everything that's been told to us by people that have been at practice? How long will they let that go on, knowing that what we heard from there, the guy on the sideline who's potentially going to be the heir apparent to the quarterback job and that's supposed to lead Auburn to a national championship, is standing on the sideline, and he apparently has the same skill set as the guy that we allegedly paid $1.7 million for? How long will they allow that to continue? And this brings us, and that brings up a question that I just thought about. What type of predicament has this coaching staff put themselves in? Has this have they put themselves in a predicament based on what I just stated there, saying that if that were to happen, and I'm not saying it will, because in preface my comments, I've been on here stating that I feel as if Jackson Arnold potentially could be a Heisman Trophy finalist this year, based on everything that this coaching staff said about him when they brought him in through the transfer portal. They said they felt as if Jackson Arnold was not being utilized correctly at Oklahoma. They said he didn't look comfortable. You can tell that. He had an OC change from from his first year with Jeff Lebby. Jeff Lebby left to go to Mississippi State. Then guess what? They had a new offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator was let go in the middle of the season. He was benched for a freshman at Oklahoma, but then came back and he looked a little bit better. Ran all over Alabama's defense in the last game of the season. So I wholeheartedly feel that, yes, Jackson Arnold is going to play better in Auburn, in an Auburn uniform, and his coaching staff, because this system fits him better. It just does. But the thing is, what happens if he just comes out and we sit here and be like, all right, what we saw at Oklahoma was Jackson Arnold? What if we sit here and be like, all right, that's what we saw. We seeing the same thing now. But what we've been hearing in these spring practices, and what we was hearing in these player-led workouts, and what we're more than likely going to be hearing in the summertime when we get more about these player-led workouts and things, stuff like that, about how Deuce Knight is spinning the ball and how he's further along than what we thought. What if Jackson Arnold were to come in and mess and not live up to the expectation? How long do you let Deuce Knight sit on the sideline? That's a predicament that you put yourself in as a coaching staff. I don't know. It's interesting to see. So that's why we have to define this role for Deuce. Deuce, when you have special athletes like this, I've always said, when you have special athletes like this, you have to find a way to put them on the field, except at the quarterback position, because it's just a fragile position. It's the only guy besides the center that touches the ball every play on the offensive side of the ball. So I sit back and I say, how can we, and I'll continue to say, how can we utilize Deuce to get quality reps, not necessarily quantity reps, but quality reps, so that when he does take over and he is QB1 and he does lead Auburn to a national championship and an SEC championship, that he's confident that we didn't rush him into this situation. How do we do that? You all tell me, because I've been going back in my mind. I've been going back and forth in my mind about this, and I still don't know. Because I don't think that he's going to sit on the sideline all season and just hold, wear a headset and hold the board up and throwing in signals to the quarterback to let him know what the plays. I don't see that happening. Because when you have that, when you're that talented, you got to get him on the field some type of way. So how do we do it? Is he more of a red zone type guy? Could he be the guy when we get in the 20-yard line because he has a bigger body, bigger frame, has a longer stride, that when he gets in the red zone, we can utilize his legs a little more? Even though Jackson Arnold has that ability, we will all, I think we all can sit here and say, watching Deuce Knight's tape, watching him in a lot of these all-star games that he played, especially when he played at South Alabama, Mississippi game, being able to separate from other elite athletes, watching him play, we're sitting here saying to ourselves, yeah, let's put it in. Let's put him in. What is he, 220 pounds already? 218, something like that. I sit here and I like is that what we do? Do we put him in there? Do we incorporate? Do we slide him in 1-2 series in meaningful games? Does that happen? Like, for instance, for example, if we're playing, for instance, we're playing Georgia, okay, and if we're sitting here saying that the skill set is almost similar, that they both can run this offense and they can run this system well enough, that we're sitting here saying, okay, we can slide him out and almost kind of just slide him in effortlessly and the offense will still work without any drop-off. Can we do that for a series in a game so he can get the quality reps against a quality opponent? Do we do that? Or are we game planning to where it looks more like a 2-quarterback system, to where we're playing 2 QBs, but it's not? Like, is there like some type of smoke and mirror type thing happening to where this coaching staff can game plan for both guys to play, to where you can interchange them in series at the same time? On the same series, both guys can play in the same series without any drop off? I don't know if that'll work. I mean, we kind of saw that a year with Gus, and I don't think that worked. But those guys, they weren't kind of the same level of athletic ability. But when you look at Deuce and when you look at Jackson Arnold, and when you just look at how they throw the ball, when you look at the strength that they throw the ball with, when you look at the ability, the athletic ability that they have, Deuce is definitely more athletically more than Jackson Arnold. But I honestly don't believe that there's that much of a drop off between the two of them, if any at all. But this is what happens when you have this type of talent on the football team, man. You got to find a way to incorporate it. You got to find a way to put these guys on the field in order for that talent to shine. And especially in this era of NIL and transfer portal. As DC from Auburn Addict says, these guys potentially could be out of the portal, could be in the portal next year if they get a bigger bag and they have an opportunity to play. And they have an opportunity to put film out for these NFL scouts. If they're looking for the best situation for them to develop, which is code word for playing time, to get film out there because they want to go to the next level. So I sit here, man, I tell you this, I'm happy I'm not the coach, because if what they're saying, if what they're saying is true, because they have a much more in-depth look at what's going on in that program, because they're there every day. We see the clips. We see the highlights. We see the Cliff Notes version. You know what I'm saying? We see that. Which one of these quarterbacks is going to be the Magic Johnson of this offense? Which one of these quarterbacks is going to be able to give the hee to these wide receivers? Which one? Which one of them is going to be able to do that? I don't know, man. Y'all tell me in the chat, man. We're going to take a break right here. It's halftime, man. And when we come back, we're going to look at the comments and we're going to move from there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move into halftime.
Yell out your seats. It's halftime.
Do you want to feel like a star? Then go to Hollywood Media and you'll be shining. From sports interviews, athletic highlight tapes, athletic photography, Hollywood Media will make you the star of all stars. Feel like a star on the most important days of your life, from college graduation to saying I do to your forever person. Let Hollywood Media make your event star-studded. Subscribe and follow on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood. Yo, man, shout out to our guy DJ, man. Day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. If you're an athlete and you want your photos taken, if you are a coach and you want to get some shots taken for your team, if you're an athlete and you want an athletic highlight tape, if you just want your memories to last, just us regular folks, shout out to our guy DJ, man. Check him out. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood EY. And of course, follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Day one support of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. Mess with the people that mess with the Water Cooler Talk, man. We thank y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler, man. Let's get into these comments, man, because to be some good comments, man. This is gonna be good. I'm looking at some of them right now, and we potentially we can have a whole nother hour of just talking, man. That's why I mess with y'all, man. Y'all great, man. Auburn dad comes in and says, man, gotta find Broome in Denver. Yeah, gotta find another Janai Broome and Denver Jones, man, for the basketball team. Then I want the dude from UAB. Shout out to John Crane. I want the dude from UAB. Not even gonna try to pronounce his name. I know you're talking about. I think he declared for the draft though, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I think he has the opportunity to come back out and do that as well if he decides, if the draft process doesn't work out for him. King Richard, he says, man, is that if he's not the starter? I don't want packages. Have one QB and redshirt him. Redshirt him, man. The red shirt situation, man. I've seen a lot of people say the red shirt situation. I don't know if that's a viable option for Deuce Knight, because I feel as if and I'm looking at this in a linear progression. So it seems as if Travis Burgess may be on his way to Auburn. It's trending towards Auburn. He's going to be the quarterback in this class. There is another quarterback that is committed. I can't remember what he's committed to right now. Let me look it up real quick. But I think is it Jaden Owens, if I'm not mistaken, that he's committed, and he will be in Auburn this weekend, actually. For a visit. What is his name? Oh man, can't think of his name. But anyway, he's committed, and he potentially could. I don't know if he get in the class, but it seems as if Travis Burgess is more than likely going to be trending towards Auburn. But then next year in 2027, you have a lot of quarterbacks. You have a lot of talented blue chip type quarterbacks that Auburn's going to be looking to go after as well. You got Gunnar Rivers, Trent Seaborn, all those guys that are in the state that you're going to be looking at. So the succession plan of trying to get the next guy ready is going to be something that we have to look at. Red shirting, man, I don't know if that's going to happen. We have a total of 7 people capable of playing next year, including incoming commits and portal players. That we're talking about on the basketball front. Yes, sir. Huggy Beard said, man, Taco Bell just tried to shake a player down for 60 cents in the drive. Hey, crazy like the glue, man. You heard me. Give me my change. Shout out to our guy, the legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams, man. You know what it is. We didn't know what we had with Bo Nix. Hey, shout out to Robert Smith, man. I feel what you're saying, but the thing about the thing about Bo Nix is, man, Bo Nix made the right decision for himself, because it turned him into a Heisman Trophy finalist and it turned him into a first round draft pick at Oregon with Kenny Dillingham. So I mean, but if Kenny Dillingham was still at Auburn, I'm pretty sure he probably would have had the same kind of success. But Bo Nix did the right thing for himself. Shout out to him. Auburn, that said, man, damn went from football to business. Nah, man, I just try to have a correlation and try to make a correlation between certain things. Sometimes the correlations you can't find it, but sometimes you have to be able to try to make comparisons as well. So I rock with that, man. Have the competition at QB since early Gus. Yeah, we haven't had that. You're right. We haven't had that. It's always been one guy, and we've just kind of just stuck with that guy. So I agree with you there. Great athletes and great leaders love competition. Very true. They do. Because even though a lot of people don't want to believe it, competition, like we talked about last night, good versus good, it just makes you better, man. And if you have that competitive mindset, it just makes you want to get better, because even and the thing is, this whole thing about it says practice makes perfect. That's not true. Practice makes improvement. That's really what the slogan should be. Practice makes improvement. We improve every day. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. We improve every single day, and that's what this Auburn team should be doing. We should be practicing to improve. If I get beat this day, guess what? I'm coming back and I'm trying to beat you the next day. I'm gonna do whatever I can to beat you the next day. And it's the same thing in the quarterback competition. Same thing. But it'll be interesting to see, man. It is what it is. Shout out to our guy Hardbone. What up, Hugh? He says, slow down, my dear friend Nick. He's got the stuff, but they want him to get the complex installs down this year. It's a lot to get settled into to bring away from home, getting the schoolwork out. Yeah, no, Hugh, I'm with you. My thing is, I don't think that he should be playing this year. But the thing is, here's the dichotomy of that. He's an exceptional athlete, and everything that we're hearing from him understanding the basic installs of this offense, he's on par, or if not further along than where they thought he would be. So that tells you the IQ is there. That tells you that he has the ability to learn it. And that tells you everything that, even if given with given the complexities of the offense, he still is going to be able to check in and do what he needs to do in order to do that. Now, if that happens, if that part is taken care of, now we're just looking at him just playing football on the athletic front. The athletic ability is there. So now it's a real decision. It's a real decision there. Auburn Dad said, man, I hope Deuce Knight doesn't start and gets a year and gets a year to improve so that we don't have to set him up for failure. I agree with you. I agree with you there, man. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Auburn Dad. Major study of complex plays, plays off the base plays, getting the feel for SEC speed. Correct. Shout out to Hardball for that one, man. It makes me feel good that if something goes wrong, Deuce can come in and run and run 7 to 8 great plays to keep us in the game. That's what I'm saying. So basically, the drop off between the two seems to be everything. My comprehension from what I'm reading, seeing, and hearing is that the drop off level between him and Jackson Arnold is either very slight or it's none at all. And it seems as if this coaching staff feels as if they had to trot out there with Deuce Knight day one, that they feel like they can still win the game. That is the perception that I'm getting from this staff and from what we're hearing and reading. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works, man. James Barnett says that, Nick, what if Jackson Arnold doesn't play well in the first few games? How long should Hugh Freeze wait to pivot to Deuce Knight? We all know in the past we have stuck with the same QB and continued losing games. In my soliloquy, is one of them Stephen A words. In my soliloquy that I gave earlier, or my monologue, if you want to use that, I said, everything that we're hearing coming out of camp, it kind of puts this coaching staff into somewhat of a little bit of a dilemma. Because if Jackson Arnold is who we saw at Oklahoma last year, at Auburn this year, and everything that we've been hearing about how good Deuce Knight is, how far along he is, how mature, how his maturation process is at the quarterback position for Auburn, how long do you let that sit on the sideline? How long do you do that? Because basically, like I just stated before, it seems as if this coaching staff feel like they can win with him. But then when you get to that particular point, now you come into business part. You come into the business part of the game now because of the NIL and the transfer portal era. We're in the business part of it now. Are you going to let that amount investment that you invested in a guy out of the portal sit on the sideline? How much opportunity do you continue to give him? Meaning Jackson Arnold, if he was to not live up to the expectation and standard, do you just let that investment sit on the sideline? I don't know. And as we have seen, Coach Hugh Freeze has a propensity to continue to stick with quarterbacks that he believed in, or that he at least went out and got and attached his name to, i.e. Peyton Thorne. So to answer your question, James, I honestly don't know. I don't. Man, that's a great question, though. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to that, man. Chris, you back in the chat. Shout out to Chris with the comment. We see you back, man. We see you back, man. Armor Dad, man, said, man, I pray we don't have to play Deuce Knight. James, I think that best for Auburn. But if he does, it's not looking good. Armor Dad, I feel where you're coming from, but I like I stated before, it from the sense that I get from this coaching staff is that they feel like if they had to put Deuce Knight on the field, game one, they feel like they would have a legitimate chance to win because he's that good. That's the feeling that I'm getting. But we all know, and we've all seen cases to where freshmen that look good in practice, look good in controlled environments. But then when it gets into this speed of the SEC, I put out a tweet today on our channel. And if you haven't followed us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. I put out a tweet stating that I feel as if this season coming up in 2025 is going to be the most competitive season in SEC football history. Because I honestly think, yes, you have Texas at the top, you have Georgia at the top, and then right after that, you have a couple of fringe teams. But then even those fringe teams and the teams at the bottom, if you look at the rosters that they put together in the portal, they can compete. You look at a Blake Shapen at Mississippi State, and you look at what they brought in and the two receivers that they brought in to help him out. They and they still have a transfer portal where they can go out and get more pieces to help on the defensive side of the ball. Not to mention this Mississippi State team put up 31 points in Athens against Georgia. I know I keep talking about Oklahoma, but this John Mateer, Ben Arbuckle combination at OC and quarterback for Oklahoma is going to be something that this whole league needs to look at. And then with Venables calling plays again on the defensive side of the ball, offensive line is worrisome a little bit. But I'm telling you, I look at this and I say, man, this could potentially be the most competitive year that we see in the SEC in a long time, to where if one thing happens, one or two things happens, you could potentially see maybe Ole Miss get to the SEC championship game. Auburn get to the SEC championship game. I'm telling you, man, it'll be interesting to see, man. 50 Cent, what up, 50? You can find me in the club, butter full of bud. Said Nick, man, I'm with you, man. Great points, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Hardbone said, man, I hate typing on this phone, man. I'm typing like I'm drunk. You good? I can understand where you coming from. It's all good, man. King Richard said, man, no QB, no two quarterback systems. I'm with you on that, bro. But the thing is, I feel you. I feel you on that, man. I feel you, man. I feel you on that. Man, Chris, I see you, man, but salute to Chris, but I ain't about to put that up there, boss. Or Nick, is Jackson Arnold that bad and not Deuce Knight that good? Man, that's a good one. I didn't think about that. You know what, Auburn, I didn't think about that because of the simple fact, because I've just always looked at it from the, you know what, and I apologize about that, because I looked at it from the fact of both of these guys like potentially being on the same, they both on the same playing field. But that could happen. What if Jackson Arnold is not up to par? Like what if what we're hearing is compensating for what Jackson Arnold is not provided? But it seems as if he's there. I don't want to believe that one though, because I believe we got two good quarterbacks, and I think Ashton Daniels, once he gets in, it's just going to add more complexity to it, because I honestly believe that if Ashton Daniels had to play and he was our starting quarterback, I honestly believe we can win 6-7 games with Ashton Daniels. I believe that, maybe 8. The legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams said, man, righteously, bro, Huggy one of those who think that if you got two, you don't got one. I hear where you coming from, Huggy, but maybe they just both really good. I'm just saying, maybe they both just really good. If Jackson Arnold is what Oklahoma had this year, Hugh Freeze will need to go hire a guru QB coach, because he has not a clue about QB talent. Man, who you telling there, man? Who you telling? If Jackson Arnold goes into the Baylor game and does what we hope he does, Deuce Knight needs to come in at halftime in the next 2 games. Okay, so the next 2 games after Baylor would be Ball State and South Alabama. Okay, I get what you're saying. Then after that, he can get some quality reps against some opponents. Okay, I get what you're saying. 50 Cent comes in and said, man, I don't see him playing unless Jackson is a miss or either we're up on opponents so he can get those reps. This is how the Georgias and Ohio States of the world do it with their next QB. You're right. It is. I agree with you there. But when you look at it, like when I look at this and I look at them being like here on the same playing field, if the drop off is not that much, could you literally just slide him in like in the second quarter, third quarter of a game against like a Georgia or maybe Ole Miss or maybe a Arkansas and see what he does in that drive? I mean, you can, but I'm not suggesting it. But I'm just saying, if the drop off is not that much, could it happen? It's just something to think about. Jackson Arnold comes out and chokes. I really think the people behind the scenes are going to give Hugh Freeze an ultimatum: hire a new OC and QB coach, or let him go. There's so much I can say about that. There's so much I can say about that. The risk of redshirting a QB or any player with elite talent, they will possibly leave in the portal. Thoughts? That is true. But then when you look at the linear, that is true if you redshirt them, especially. And when you go back and look at what Walker White said when he left Auburn and his interview that he had with the Locked On Baylor staff, he basically said that Coach Hugh Freeze told him and his dad that if he was not the starter, if he was not the guy by year 2, he probably wouldn't be the starter. So, and I don't believe Walker White redshirted his freshman year. So if that were to happen, does Walker White, if we go back in time, does Walker White redshirt and not play at all? Does he do that? I'm just saying, my thoughts on that is, yes, there's the potential of him potentially leaving, but the thing is, he actually it could help him in the long run. But when you look at the linear progression of how recruiting is, when you look at what Auburn potentially is bringing in, like I stated, Travis Burgess is more than likely trending towards Auburn. And then when you look at this 2027 class, and I'm just staying in state right here, you look at a Gunnar Rivers and you look at a Trent Seaborn who's in state, who are 2 elite, what the industries are saying, 2 elite quarterbacks that Alabama and Auburn are going to be fighting for to come to their school. When you see that, now you're looking at these elite guys that we're having the same conversation with about Deuce. This is a high 4-star, 5-star type guy that when is he going to get on the field to play, because he's the next guy. So now if Deuce doesn't redshirt this year, if he comes out in 2026 as a starter, has a great season, now in 2026, you have Burgess on campus. If he comes back in 2027, now you have the guy that you recruited in for the 27 class as a freshman there. So now the progression is, now you're looking at it saying, all right, this freshman that I brought in as a freshman, by year 2, by the logic that was brought in by that was stated by Walker White, and let's just say Trent Seaborn is that guy in the 2027 class, is the quarterback in the 2027 class for Auburn. If Trent Seaborn is that guy, by 2027, that 2027 season, Deuce leaves his 3rd year. That 2nd year is Trent Seaborn's year to start. It's his year to be the year to be the guy. And now you're trying to go out and get another elite quarterback to come in 2 years that's starting. And that's what it seems as if they're trying to do. So I don't know. I understand where you're coming from with that, James, but I feel what you're saying. Buddy Skinner, what's up, buddy? Talk to you a lot in the chat, man. What's up, man? All right, Nick, I'm finally back on with you live, man. I can't wait to see how all our new quarterback room plays out. I think Arnold would thrive, but if he doesn't, we have Deuce and also Ashton Daniels. Very true. That is very true, man. Very true, man. Practice makes permanent. Only perfect practice makes perfect. Yeah. I'm gonna put practice makes improvement. I'm gonna stick with the practice makes improvement, but I like what you're saying there, Ted. Shout out to Auburn Tez, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all go follow. Make sure y'all go on YouTube. Tez has a new venture coming out right there at the bottom of the screen at its SE season. ITSSECZN season. Go follow him. We're trying to get him to 50 subscribers as soon as possible. So make sure you go follow him, his YouTube channel there on YouTube, man. Shout out to Tez, man. We appreciate you, Tez, for rocking with us. Tez, man. What's up, man? What's up? Where am I? I kind of lost myself a little bit. There you go. Yeah, Auburn Tez. What's going on? What's good, gang? What's good, Huggy? Yo, Tez, when you gonna come with some content, homie? I think he gonna drop. The week of May 1st. I think that's what he stated, if I'm not mistaken. So it's coming. Trust me, Tez coming with the heat. He coming. Reading old books taught me that word, not Steven. Then Dusty Rose made it cool. Shout out to the American Dream, Dusty Rose. Shout out to him, man. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I know. I would just say that because Stephen A be saying all those type of words. Petulant, soliloquy, indoctrination. I'm just playing. He's thought everybody. Soon, Huggy, starting some drops next week. Okay, so next week he starts some drops. Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, make sure y'all go out and follow Tez at I'm gonna put it back up again. Make sure y'all go follow Tez right here. Go follow Tez right here, his YouTube channel. Go follow it. A lot of good content is coming y'all way with Tez, man. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun over there, man. Shout out to Tez. Man. That's what I'm talking about, man. He said, RIP to Dusty Rose, the American Dream. As always, shout out to the American Dream. Right now, the American Nightmares running the WWE. One Cody Rhodes. That's what it is. Shout out to Cody Rhodes. Did y'all see that? If you watch wrestling, did y'all see that promo between him and John Cena? Monday night. Woo! What? That was pretty good one. That was pretty good promo between him and John Cena, man. I liked it, man. My bad. I didn't get a chance. My bad, Hugh. I ain't read it. Wonder if the wide receivers have any trouble adjusting to catching from a righty all game than catching from a lefty. That is a good shout out to you. That's a good observation because I'm gonna just put it like this: from what I've been watching and seeing, it looks as if they're not. I mean, because it looks as if when I continue to say that they're on the same playing field, it doesn't look like there's much of a drop off between Jackson Arnold and Deuce Knight. It doesn't at all. I think, of course, Deuce Knight's taller, and of course, he is throwing from his left. He's throwing left-handed, but it doesn't look like that much of a drop off at all. Just being real. But the thing that's getting lost in this conversation is the fact of the matter of how good Jackson Arnold looks in the spring as well, because there's so much Deuce Knight chatter, and which is just like I just call it just the fan, and a lot of people just like, man, look at what's potentially gonna happen here at Auburn. But Jackson Arnold looks really good as well, so it'll be interesting to see, man. Tim, man, War Eagle, man, I'm late, but I'm here. Nah, Tim, you always on time. Shout out to Tim, the tool, man. Tim, the tool, man. Taylor, man. Say, man, how you doing, man? I hope you feeling all right there, man. Hope everything going good with you, man. That's what I'm saying. Tim, the tool, man. Taylor, Auburn dad. Timmy, what up? That's man right there, man. Say, man. Tim, the tool, man. Taylor comes in. He, man, straight up, man. I don't think they'll give him an ultimatum to hire anybody. He would get that win 9 or get 5 talk. They'll do him like they did old dude at Arizona and get him in the end zone. Are you talking about Herm Edwards? Is that what you talking about? Wow. Whew. That's crazy, man. Richard AD, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, AUT is in the chat. Walker White is a bust. Whoa, he was 4th string behind Thorne, Hank, and Garner. Wow, you think he's a bust, bud? You think he's a bust? I don't know, man. Say they want to know if you're doing live or pre-recorded. He said, "What up, King Richard?" He said he's doing both. Doing both. Starting in May. That's what's up. Yeah, sir. I'm telling y'all, man, it's gonna be some great content coming over there with Tez, man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Tez, man. Y'all go support, man. We trying to get him to 50 subscribers, man. We trying to get him to 50. 50 Cent, man. He in the club right now, man. You feel what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. He said, "What if his Jackson has a good? Oh, my bad. I gotta read it over again, because I can read Dr. Harry Potter book. I can do that, and a Dr. Seuss book. What happens if Jackson has a good but not great season and he comes back for another year? Does Deuce stay or leave?" If Jackson Arnold comes back, if he doesn't have a good or a great year, and that happens, I wholeheartedly believe next year we are literally. I think we're in a real quarterback conversation battle. Then I think we are. Part of me wants to feel like this is a lot of smoke and mirrors for recruits, so that they'll know this is the guy that's going to be with us in the future. In Deuce Knight, that's part of me what I want to feel like, because I don't think that this coaching staff is going to put Deuce Knight in that position that quick. Part of me wants to believe that. But if Jackson Arnold does not have the year that I think he will have, because I think Jackson Arnold is going to blow it up this year and he's off to the NFL, because this quarterback class is going to be in the 2026 draft with Garrett Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik, Drew Aller, Connor Wegman. Besides those four guys, I don't know if maybe Carson Beck. If Jackson Arnold is able to blow it up this year, I think he's going to be one of those top 3-4 type quarterbacks in the draft for 2026. And if that happens, I think he's gone. And I think it's Deuce's. I think that's Deuce's job moving forward. But then you got to understand too, if that happens, Auburn will have to go to the transfer portal to go get another quarterback, because you're only going to have at that time, depending on, if Travis Burgess does get in his class, you potentially going to have Travis Burgess and just Deuce Knight in his class. You're going to only have 2 QB. So you're going to have to go in the transfer portal and get another QB anyway. But I think because of what we're hearing now in this offseason and then moving into next offseason, if that were to happen, if what you just said right there, 50, if that happens, I think we're in a legit quarterback conversation then. And I think if that's the case, I think Deuce wins. I think he wins then. Tez comes in and said, man, Nick, nah, man, as always, man. As always. I like it, man. Cena Hill now, I don't like it. A lot of people don't like it, man. I feel you, man. A lot of people ain't liking it. Tez is up to 18 subscribers already and hasn't had a drop yet. That's what I'm telling y'all, man. Let's get Tez to 50 subscribers. Let's get him to 50 subscribers, man. Let's do it. Yes, sir, man. We at 621 right now, man. We trying to get to 700 before June 1st or before. We would love to get there before, preferably before May 1st. We trying to get there before the end of this month. But, you know, we just going to keep chugging along, chugging along, man. I'm telling you. Tim, yes, sir. What's up, James? Shout out to Tim, man. Tim laughing. What's up? What's funny? He said, man, the voice is hilarious. That's my Terrence Howard voice. Say, man. Yo, man. Say, man. Yeah, man. You know what it is. Yeah, Herm Edwards was the Arizona guy. He was the Arizona guy. Yeah, that's who you talking about in the what's name. Ken Richard comes in and says, man, Tez, we're planning to go to the tournament April 12th, but we haven't decided on the location. Oh, yeah, Tez, the softball tournament. Let them know. I have to find Tez. Yeah, find him. That's it. If you want to find Tez, here it is right here. There it is right there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already, go and subscribe over to Auburn Tez's YouTube channel. That is the name of it right there at the bottom of the screen, the lower thirds. That is it. Go subscribe. We all trying to grow. We all giving you great content. So make sure, please go subscribe over there with Tez, man. With Tez. That's my guy. That's our guy, man. Jackson Arnold will be the answer at QB, or we will be hitting the reset button again. Man. Please don't say that, because my Auburn PTSD is just bothering me right now. It's really, I don't want that to happen. I'm telling you, I don't want that to happen. What is Ted's channel name? Ted's channel? Here it is right here. That's his channel. That is his channel right there. At the lower thirds. That's his channel. That is his channel. Yes, sir. Yeah, he just let you know what the channel is right there. Okay, there it is. Yeah, Tim, subscribe, 19 subs. That's what I'm saying. Let's get Tez to 50 subscribers. Let's make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all. So he said, let me log into the other account. Say sub too. Yes, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, man. Let's get them there. Man. as always, man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler. As always, man, that brings us to the end of the show tonight, man. Thank y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler, man. No, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. My guy Civilian came in. He said Deuce Knight is ahead of where they thought he'd be, but he's not the best QB as of right now. Jackson Arnold will show out if the O-line is greatly improved. I like that. I like that assessment. And shout out to Civilian because he be watching practice. Shout out to him. He be watching practice. That's what I'm talking about. Trust me, Nick. I want Jackson Arnold to ball out and be the answer. Me too. Listen, I've sat here and said I felt as if this man is going to be a Heisman Trophy finalist this year. I've said this, and this was before it was popular to say that Auburn was going to be a 10-win team. I said Auburn going to win 10 games this year. I need Jackson Arnold I need him to be the guy. I need him to ball out. I need him to be that facilitator like Magic Johnson. I need him to be giving them hee-hees. I need him to be doing that, man. I need him to be that. You know what I'm saying? I need it. Just so, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Ted. Yes. Let's get Ted to 50 subscribers as always. Great show, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make the show great. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make the show great, man. Thank y'all so much for always rocking with us here around the water cooler as always, man. He said, Tez, I saw with all my accounts. Don't put my government out. Shout out to Tim, man. He said, I agree with everything you saying. Yes, King. Yes, King. That's what's up, man. All right, man, ladies and gentlemen, man, we got to get up out of here as always. We got to get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. Thank y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here. As always, man, we will be back tomorrow around the water cooler, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, around the water cooler, man. 50 Cent, man. 50 Cent said the show was fire, man. Thank you, 50. 50, thank you, man. King Richard asked yesterday about the support button. He asked that yesterday. Huggy, shout out to Huggy, man. The legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams, man. Appreciate you, my guy. He asked about the support button. I've been thinking about this, and it'll come, but I gotta convince myself to do it. So it's coming, but I gotta convince myself to do that. So we appreciate y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler as always. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, Monday through Friday. As always. And as a programming note, when the season starts in August, we won't be doing shows on Fridays because I'll be trying to get out on the road and trying to go meet a lot of these recruits and trying to build some relationships and grow this media channel that we have here at Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. So it is what it is. Ted, they just subscribe. 50 just subscribe. That's what's up, man. He said Tim will spy now. It is what it is. Before we get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen, man, please make sure you go follow Tez over here on his channel on YouTube. Follow Tez there, man. Follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. If you have a Twitter, follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. We're trying to grow our Twitter following there as well. And of course, like I stated, man, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube, so you know when we post more videos and go live. We are on the road to 700 subscribers. So please share the content, like the content. It helps us in the algorithm for YouTube, man. Comment, let everybody know that we're out here and we like to have fun, man. We are the people's channel, the people's Auburn channel, the people's SEC channel, the people's recruiting channel, man. We're going to get there, and we're going to keep working as hard as we can to make sure that we'll continue to bring you great content, man. Make sure you subscribe over to Auburn Addicts as well with DC over on Auburn Addicts. Subscribe to the Sharpshooters podcast as well. They're on the road to 800 subscribers. I think he's like 49 people away from hitting 800 over there on Sharpshooters. And of course, shout out to our guy Tyke Sports, Alabama Football Megacast. Make sure you subscribe over there as well. He just got over 400 subscribers, so we're trying to get Tyke to 500. So let's make that happen, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Shout out to my co-host Marcus. As always, we thank y'all again for rocking with us here around the water cooler here as always, man. We thank you so much for continuing to rock with us, man. Let's see. Y'all wild and LOM. He said Blackerby, War Report, Dukes need to collab with you, Nick. Hey, 50, we collabed with Dukes. We got a video with Dukes out. It was about a month, 2 months ago. We did a video with Dukes. Last month we did a video with we did a video with Mike G from the War Report. Hey, Blackerby, we waiting on you, my guy. We did a show with Daryl Dapprich back in December. We gonna get that back on hopefully. Yeah, man, we trying to get in. We trying to get into the rotation. In the words of DC, put us in rotation. Put us in rotation, man. So we shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all as well, man. Thank y'all so much for the subs. Yeah, man. That's what I'm telling y'all, man. Make sure y'all go out there and it's with him, man. Yeah, shout out to my guy Marcus. Shout out to the mayor. Shout out to him. He said tight been tight with his boy. Y'all don't know why that's so funny, man. Y'all don't know why that's so funny, bro. But shout out to Tight, man. Shout out to Tight. Shout out to Tight, man. Yeah, man. We definitely go. We definitely go get that back on the show, man. We definitely try to get Mike G back on the show, man. We're gonna definitely we get Dukes back on the show, man. As well, man. We appreciate that. As always, man. Laugh out loud. Good. Yeah, man. We trying to grow. We trying to get our name out there, man. We trying to make this our thing, man. We trying to continue to bring y'all good quality content as always, and the consistency as well. So you know that I'm here. The Lord's willing, I'm here, man. Huggy got a question for everybody. What's the question, Huggy, before we get up out of here, boss? Let me know what it is. But we thank y'all again, man. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central around the water cooler. Here tomorrow, Friday. And of course, make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell button here on YouTube. We're trying to grow and we're just trying to get to the next level, man. So we thank y'all so much. Huggy said if he was to start a YouTube channel would that be something y'all would fool with? Yes, Huggy, I will subscribe. I'll be there and we'll be pubbing it we'll be pubbing as much as we possibly can. You know I'll be there for you, Huggy. Let's make it happen, my guy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, man, it's time to get up out of here, man. He said it's not non-sports based. Yeah, I'm still gonna rock with you. There ain't nothing to it. I'm still gonna rock with you. All right, man, let's get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central around the water cooler. As always, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. Before we get up out of here, as always, y'all have a good one. Better yet, man, y'all have a great one. As always, y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all get the man upstairs above his and everything of that nature, man. We thank y'all so much for rocking with us. And until tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central around the water cooler, it is one love. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We out this mug. I holla. Eugene Asante, my guy. Take us
Boys
out.
and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.